step forward, not back.
Oh,
Then to the right and close.
Oh, Sharon.
Come here, Jim, I'll show you. Put that there.
Just a
Go.
minute. Yeah, just a minute.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1.
Oh, Dorothy. Oh, I can explain everything. I can. No, I can't. No. What are you doing here?
I would have asked. Only Sharon didn't turn up till late. Don't worry, I kicked on the sofa. Wouldn't want you to think I was taking advantage or nothing.
Does this mean that her father's come round now?
She's walked out on him. We're going to check in at the B&B until we find a flat.
We've tried, Dot. And we keep on trying just to get Dad to shift even a little bit, but he won't. It's hopeless.
Well, it's going to make things a bit awkward round here, isn't it? Three of you bumping into each other.
Well, we're moving away. Making a fresh start.
Leaving the square? You can't. This is your home. Your family's here.
Well, I've got Dennis. That's what really matters.
Do not start anything in here, okay?
You know I could never keep my hands off you, Patricia.
Just behave, please, Dan.
I'm choosing who I sit with.
This won't take long.
So what's it going to be? Pistols or swords?
I'm not here for a ruck.
What, no duel to the death? This is your daughter's honour we're talking about here.
I apologise. I said a lot of things last week I meant. How difficult it was me to cope with all this. Also a lot of things I didn't mean.
Just leave it.
I didn't know what you'd been through. I was just mouthing off.
I said leave it.
And if I'd have known what you'd been through, I'm sorry.
Well, that's the softening up bit done. Now on to Sharon, yeah?
No. Not Sharon. That's it.
Enjoying that, aren't you?
Yeah, it's lovely, mate, thanks.
You all right?
I would be if everyone just left me alone.
Okay.
Why are you having a go at Pat?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to.
So he's just lashing out at passers-by. It's not one of your most endearing character traits, Dennis. I'm tired. I'm not the only one. I know I haven't exactly been inside recently, but it's like all the fight's gone out of Dad.
That's because he's lost.
No one wins or loses in something like this.
I got Sharon now.
And she's losing her dad.
So am I.
Well, she cares.
And you think I don't?
I mean, really cares. If things go on the way they are, I'm going to lose the two of you as well. And I know how it's going to be from now on. I'm going to have to sneak out to see you when Dad isn't looking. I'm going to have to pretend it's not you I'm talking to on the phone when it is. And this is providing, of course, Dad's still here. He hasn't just disappeared again. I really hate this, Dennis.
Come for the rest of your stuff, have you?
Just how stupid do you think I am? I mean, do you really expect me to believe you meant all that? Yeah, you sounded pretty convincing, but not as convincing as you sounded last week in the Vic.
Yeah, well, if I was you, I'd hate me too.
Well, finally we agree on something.
Look, I'm not going to apologise for finding all this difficult. Anybody would. But fast forward 20 years, put yourself in my place. I think you'd have a few problems with it too.
I'm not talking about me and Sharon, I'm talking about me and you.
And how's your head? Sorted, is it? Crystal clear? Well, lucky you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Look, the last few months have been pretty weird for both of us, right? But you had a head start. You knew about me. I didn't know anything about you. I knew I was coming to see Sharon. Vicky turning up was a bit of a shock. But I thought that maybe one day I might bump into her. I didn't even know you existed.
And that's supposed to be some sort of excuse, is it?
Look, I've been off course from the start. And that's a failing, I admit that. But the worlds I've been moving in for the last few years, you can't be like that. Because it means your guard's dropped, and you can't drop your guard because you're going to get hurt.
You never drop it. These are just words just like last week.
But last week I would have said that white was blue and the moon was made out of green cheese. You got me in such a state. And I said something I really shouldn't have said. I don't even know where it came from. And I found out afterwards it was true.
And that really bothered you, did it?
Yeah.
See, I've got a small problem with that. I mean, for me to believe that, I'd actually have to believe that you really care. And I'm sorry, Den, apart from one little moment, all you've given me since I've been back is grief.
Oh, and you've been sweetness and light to me, have you?
Oh, maybe not.
No, you've been a right lippy little git.
So clip me round the ear, then.
If I'd have brought you up, you'd have had plenty of clips around here. Then maybe you wouldn't have turned out like this.
Yeah, maybe I've followed in your footsteps, eh?
What's all this about, anyway? Why are you bothered? In fact, what you doing here, anyway?
I just want to know who the real you was talking. You and the Vic, or you just now?
Why?
And the trouble is, I still don't.
What I said just now I meant. And I meant it because, contrary to appearances, I'm actually human.
Yeah, well, you got to dig pretty deep.
Well, maybe you have. But there's one thing that's guaranteed to work every time. You hurt Sharon. You hurt me. Because something twists here inside of me. And the same goes for Vicky. And I found that out last week.
Go on.
That day in the Vic, I put on a big act. And it's something I do now and again. But afterwards, I came back here and I sat there and...
What? Come on, spit it out, whatever it is.
Well, I found out what happened to you. Something twisted you inside of me so bad, just like it did when I found out that Phil Mitchell had used Sharon as a punch bag. And that same thing's just twisted inside you, and for the same reasons. Because we can't take our family getting hurt.
Yeah, but I'm not family, am I? You said so yourself.
Well, maybe that's not strictly true. Now, can't you see how hard this is for me?
You hate me. I know it, you know it.
I don't hate you. If I hated you, I wouldn't bother with you.
Don't start playing games with me. It was bad enough at Christmas.
Well, Christmas was real enough for me.
Trouble is, last week felt pretty real too.
Look, think about it for a minute. I came back like that. And I found I had a son I didn't even know about, who wasn't exactly preparing for holy orders. Was a hothead, a chancer.
Like I said, just like you.
And I'm trying to fit this latest little bombshell into a life that's already been turned upside down. I came back to find the son I never knew I had shacked up with my daughter, who'd never been out of my thoughts for a single moment the last 14 years. So try that one on for size. Can you see the corner you boxed me into? I also realised last week that, yeah, you and me were family. Okay, it took a while, but I'd finally taken it on board, and then suddenly I find it all changed. That you and Sharon weren't family, you were lovers. And you can't be both. I can't feel that way about the pair of you.
You don't feel any way about me.
My son and daughter getting up from the same bed. I can't accept that. No father could.
You're messing with my head.
No, I'm not.
I love Sharon.
Yeah, of course you do, and it's only right. Same, it's only right you should love Vicky.
You're twisting things.
But you don't know what real love is, do you? Because those sickos that hurt you all those years ago, they made sure of that.
Do not go
Listen,
down.
I know it's not your fault. Can't you see what I'm trying to say? You're confused up there. You love Sharon because you think it's the way it should be with everyone. But it isn't. This is different. But you don't know that. No one's ever loved you the way that she's loved you. And the way that we should love you. Without taking anything back. Look, I'm not trying to screw up your head. I'm trying to straighten it out. For your sake, for our sake. I want you to see what you could have, what you really could have if you opened your eyes. Because believe me, it's a heck of a lot better than a broken apart family who never talk. So what is it you want? What do you really want in the end? What do you want out of life? Do you want to continue sticking two fingers up at the rest of the world, ignoring that tight ball in your stomach every time? Or do you want to stay on the outside, looking in on something you want, something you really wanted? Or are you going to fool yourself into thinking that you prefer to be on the out, not part of it? Do you want this? Do you want all this? Vicky? Sharon? daughter, father and son? I don't have to ask, do I? Because I know what you want. Because that's what I want too.